nothing destroys accountability like governments and systems. And what I mean by that is, if you've spent your whole life, literally, and your parents have, and their parents have, spent a whole life not needing to really take accountability because there's someone there to deal with your problems for you. This is very much paraphrasing, and take this with a pinch of salt, because this isn't what governments do. But you know, when you've got like a council to take your bins, when you've got like so-called GPs that are going to be there to look after your health, when you've got a police force that's going to be there when you need someone to like get you out of trouble or to save you, when we've got fire engines, when there's been orchestrated structures designed through governance and governments that have disabled accountability because you're no longer accountable. There's council signs everywhere that's saying you're going to get a fine here, you're going to get a fine there if you like have your dog on this part of the beach, or if your dog does a shit here. Now, I'm not about like letting anyone do whatever they want and there's a mess. That's the delusion and the illusion of a lot of people that think, well, if we don't have governments and stuff like that, then people would just run riot. No, they fucking won't. They wouldn't. Some people would try it and take the piss. They would. But there's too many, dare I have so much faith, there's too many people out there that are connected to their common sense. Keyword is sense. They can sense what's commonly not right. So if someone was like letting their dog shit everywhere, then it would be down to us as people to be grown-ups and adults, and time to grow a fucking ball bag, to be like, look man, like there's a lot of other people that have got a user speech and your dog's shitting everywhere. You know? Could you pick that up? That's accountability. Wherever that goes is kind of irrelevant. But we could get into a place where it's like, listen man, if you don't pick up your dog shit, I'm going to smear your fucking mouth in it. And then what are you going to do about it? What about that level of accountability? Do you think when people get spoken to in a certain way, they'd start acting and they'd start realising there's no one there to save them? So in that world, what tends to happen is we keep each other accountable. And when you're keeping each other accountable, you respect each other more. You treat each other with more respect, with more love, with more compassion, with more empathy, because you know it's only on us. It's down to us to hold each other accountable. And if one person's speaking in the cinema, we can live in a society where everyone in the cinema turns around literally at that one person and says, do you want to shut your fucking mouth right now or get the fuck out the screen? What do you think that individual's going to do? Do you think they're going to sit there and stay there? And if they do, not think there's enough of us to pull this individual out. If it comes to that, we're talking about like if it ever has to come to a physical force. I very much doubt it, because a lot of people are just delusionally caught up in their mind doing shit and they don't really realise what they're doing. So when we're talking about accountability not coming through, I'm just driving around seeing it, like signs everywhere, councils everywhere. There's so-called like answers for everyone to have everything done for them, which is why no one can do fuck all. And when you're trusting on experts and you're trusting on people that are supposedly there, employed and paid to make I don't know, whatever their job might be, whatever their role might be, right? How does that system tends to work? It doesn't fucking work. When we need someone as an individual for support, they're not there. When we don't need them, they're fucking there. Everyone can relate to that experience. We know that this is bullshit. It doesn't work. So my message as I'm driving and I'm thinking is, why the fuck is it not in us? And why are so many people shit scared and delusional? Because they've watched too many fucking films of what would happen if we didn't have to rely on councils or police or governments. People think, oh, everyone would go crazy. You're fucking stupid. Stupid. Some people would for sure, but what, more crazy than we have done in the last fucking 2 years of the ridiculousness that's happened in the last 2 years. Look at what happened in 2020 when everyone, you know, when Black Lives Matter, all this kind of stuff happened and people were really hostile and riled up. Who actually caused the people to stay in a mode of peace? It was the people. You got motherfuckers like John Jones that went out into the street and stopped people from looting and vandalising. You had Chuck Liddell who went out there to just to try and connect with people, relate with people that are upset. We're emotional creatures. We need to know how to fucking deal with it. And the only way we do that is take accountability. So if this message speaks to you today and you're someone that's like, oh, I don't know about that, fuck you. Do some work and take accountability.